What up, y'all? Casual Bassin in the building. Well, in my car, but you know what I mean. I just stopped by Academy and look what I found. Well, bam. So, I had no idea these were already in store. So, I had to pick a couple up. I picked up some of the Rattling Neds in New Money. That's what color I thought would work best with darker colored water, stained water. And then I got a black and blue flake in the Lunker log. I'm excited to try them. Off rip with the Googan baits, dude. They're packaged nicely. They look nice. They look appealing, and I mean, they're doing it right. I mean, whether you like them or not, dude, they're doing it right. They're freaking doing it right. I don't care what you say. They're doing it right. You don't have to like them as people. You don't have to watch their stuff, dude, but you gotta respect it, man. They didn't just come out with bullcrap fishing lures and crappy soft plastic. Everything I've used of theirs, I'm sorry to say, I hate if you guys want to see them fail, but dude, every single one of their plastics are just fucking, freaking spot on. What I didn't know about the Rattling Ned, for some reason I thought that they were using some kind of Elastec, but obviously it's apparent now that they use their regular plastic. I do love the rattle in it to help it to help that tail end float in the air. One of my pet peeves throwing the Ned Ned rig is using anything besides the Elastec with Z-Man, and it's just that buoyancy that the Z-Man baits have is what I find appealing. But of course, I mean, the fish, it doesn't matter what I find appealing, because the fish is gonna think something totally different. They're probably gonna hit, whether it's a Yamamoto Senko cut in half, or a finesse worm cut in half, or whatever you use. It's gonna work on the Ned rig, but putting that rattle in there, I think, will help. One thing that is weird to me is they've got some of the same color schemes as Z-Man, and not a big deal, but I mean, it's kind of like you come out with your version and then you use the same color name when their colors have been kind of different. They've named them specific names, I think, to kind of go along with their brand and stay different. I don't know what it is. Maybe they've trademarked these color schemes and they had to call them that color, or what it is, but I wish they could have put their own twist on some of these names. It doesn't matter, but just, that's my opinion. Doesn't mean much, but I'm gonna go give these a shot. I'm gonna put them on a 1/6 ounce Ned head and see if I can't get a bite, and then I want to throw these weightless, but it's pretty windy out today. It's at least 15 miles per hour, at least. So Probably throw it on a Texas rig or on a wacky hook with the split shot. So yeah, I'm gonna give these a shot and see what I can't get. All right, so I'm gonna start out with the Googan Rattlin Ned on a 1/6 ounce Ned head. The Ned locks. I'm throwing it on my Daiwa Regal. I've got 20-pound braid with an 8-pound leader on there, fluorocarbon. See if I can't get a bite. Pretty windy out here. I haven't fished this pond before, so let me see if there's even any bass in here. I guess if there's a bluegill or a crappie, then they'd probably hit it too. It's just so windy. It's tough to fish the Ned rig when it's so windy unless you're going heavy, and the heavier head when you're bank fishing is Snag City. So yet. There he is. Right out of the water. It's a crappie.
So this thing catches crappie. It's not a bad one either. It works. The Googan Rattlin Ned works. Look at that. Wow. It works. Alright, there's fish number one. We're on the board. Giddy up. Today's just a good day, man. I got some new baits that I didn't know were in stores yet. I didn't have to order them. And by the way, for anybody who cares, I'm a big time boxing fan. And today is Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. I'm seriously a boxing addict, so that's tonight on pay-per-view. I'm super stoked about that. So today's just a good day. Hopefully I can get a bass to bite. And then I'm gonna throw around that Lunker log. See if I can't get a catch or two on that too. Oh. Turned my camera off and then he bit it. Pulling it out of the water and he swiped it before I pulled it out completely. Would you look at that? About a pound and a half. Not a bad fish. That's back-to-back cast on the Rattlin Ned. So, good in my book so far. New money. New money for show money. Alright, let's get back out there. Great cast. Great cast. I'll probably get a call from the FLW if anybody saw that cast. How about another one? Back to back to back. Let's see it. Let's see it. By the way, if you're watching this video, let me know what you think about the Googan Baits Rattlin Ned. If you've given it a shot, or if you've seen it online, if you've seen the specs on it, and let me know what you think. I mean, personally, I like it. I mean, I can put these with my other baits, and it's just an alternative. I love the Z-Man stuff, but I mean, I can put this with my other stuff and not have to worry about all my plastics going to shit. You know, everything melting together. There, he's got it. Ow. He just bit it. Let it go. So yeah, I mean, it's a good alternative for me. I like it. Especially with that rattle. I mean, that's kind of what sets this apart. Here, he's got it. Got him. Alright, little 3/4 pound fish. So the Ned rig bite is on for sure. And after 3 fish, I've still got a decent looking bait. Kind of wanting to tear up on me, but I mean, what are you gonna do, you know? I mean, that's one of the perks to having that Elastec is usually on the 3rd fish, that bait still looks brand new, but there's pros and cons to everything. I mean, I guess you can't do everything right on a bait. It's like you gotta have one thing and then sacrifice the other, or you got to sacrifice one thing to have something good. So can't always have it the way you like it, you know. If I had all the answers, trust me, I'd have the biggest fishing company in the world, you know. But that's not the case. So I just catch the bass, and I use what they make to catch them. As long as you make a good bait for casual bassing, I'm catching fish, you know. Doesn't have to be perfect, but if I can throw it, I will catch them, you know. There he goes. Oh, dang it. Probably a crappie. Oops.
Alright, so my final thoughts on the Lunker log and the Rattlin Ned. Both solid baits. I'm not a huge stick bait guy, unless it's dead calm, but I like throwing the Yamamoto Senko, and that's the only stick bait I throw because I like the shimmy on it, the way it looks in the water, and when I do throw a stick bait, that's the one I throw. This one, it looked similar. It's not the same, but it's as close to the Yamamoto Senko as I've seen. So from 1 to 10, I give this an 8. The Ned, I've got to give it an 8 as well. That rattle in it is what sets it apart, and that's what really puts it in its own class. So while there's a ton of stick baits on the market, and there's a ton of net baits coming onto the market, anything that comes out isn't a copy of another bait. It's its own version. There's always gonna be different options in the fishing industry. Everybody's got their own, and it comes down to personal preference. So if you don't want to try them, cool, but this is just my honest opinion on these baits, which I think if you want to try something else, if you want something better for a decent price, give these a shot. I know it's hard to beat Z-Man, but if you don't like that elastic in the Z-Man, these are great baits. So Googan, Rattlin Ned, and Googan Baits Lunker Log, you get a thumbs up from Casual Bassin'. I will see you guys next time. Do say.
Of course I'm not recording, but there's a fish on the Lunker log, wacky rigged.